Karl Marx's Capital, Das Kapital, is one of the most influential works in the fields of economics, sociology, and political philosophy. Published in 1867, this seminal text delves into the workings of capitalism, exploring its structure, contradictions, and impact on society. Here's a detailed analysis of the book's core ideas, strengths, and lasting significance. 1. Central themes. The labor theory of value. At the heart of Capital lies the labor theory of value. Marx argues that the value of a commodity is determined by the socially necessary labor time required to produce it. This perspective highlights labor as the cornerstone of economic systems, framing it as the primary source of value. Surplus value and exploitation. Marx's analysis of surplus value reveals how capitalists profit by paying workers less than the value they produce. This surplus value, the difference between the workers' output and their wages, is appropriated by capitalists, constituting exploitation. Commodification and alienation. Marx introduces the concept of commodity fetishism, where the social relations behind production are obscured by the market. Workers become alienated not only from their labor, but also from the products they create, their fellow workers, and their own humanity, as their work is reduced to a means of survival. 2. Structural insights into capitalism. Accumulation of capital. Marx critiques capitalism's tendency to concentrate wealth and power in fewer hands. He describes how reinvestment of surplus value drives capital accumulation, creating cycles of growth that exacerbate inequality. Crisis theory. Capitalism's growth is not without limits. Marx identifies inherent contradictions, such as overproduction, where goods exceed market demand, leading to economic crises. These crises, Marx argues, are not anomalies, but systemic flaws. Historical materialism. Marx situates capitalism as a historical phase within the broader evolution of economic systems, following feudalism and preceding socialism. He views class struggle, the conflict between capitalists, bourgeoisie, and workers' proletariat, as the driving force of societal change. 3. Strengths of Marx's analysis. Comprehensive critique. Marx provides a detailed and systematic critique of capitalism, combining economic theory with historical and sociological insights. Relevance to modern issues. Themes such as income inequality, labor exploitation, and systemic crises resonate today, reflecting capitalism's persistent challenges. Interdisciplinary influence. Beyond economics, capital has profoundly impacted disciplines like anthropology, political science, and philosophy, shaping debates on power, justice, and human rights. 4. Limitations and critiques. Lack of practical alternatives. While Capital critiques capitalism effectively, it provides limited guidance on implementing socialism or transitioning away from capitalist structures. Underestimation of capitalism's adaptability. Critics argue that Marx underestimated capitalism's ability to adapt and innovate, such as through welfare systems, regulations, and technological advances. Complexity and accessibility. The dense technical nature of Capital can make it challenging for readers, potentially limiting its accessibility to a broader audience. 5. Legacy and modern relevance. More than 150 years after its publication, Capital remains a cornerstone of critical thought. It continues to inspire discussions about income, inequality. The widening gap between the rich and the poor echoes Marx's predictions about wealth concentration. Labor rights. Movements advocating for fair wages, better working conditions, and unionization draw from Marxist principles. Systemic critiques. Environmental crises and corporate monopolies underscore Marx's warnings about unchecked capital accumulation. While some aspects of his work are debated or deemed outdated, Capital endures as a critical tool for understanding the dynamics of power, production, and social relations in capitalist societies. Conclusion. Karl Marx's Capital is not merely an economic critique. It is a profound examination of how capitalism shapes human lives and societies. By uncovering the exploitation at its core, Marx challenges readers to question the status quo and imagine alternatives. Whether one agrees with his conclusions or not, engaging with Capital is essential for anyone seeking to understand the complexities of our world.